talking about Madame Xanadu Volume 2 trade paperback. I was so happy when I read Volume 1. I couldn't wait to get my hands on Volume 2. This is still by Matt Wagner, which is just unbelievable storytelling. I can't even begin to describe how engrossed you can get into a Matt Wagner story. The artist is Michael William Kaluta, and colors by Dave Stewart. Always tons of awards going Dave Stewart's way. Lettering by Jared Fletcher. So there's a great look at the cover. Now this is, it's a smaller, thinner book than Volume 1, but this is all about a 1940s storyline and how it is connected to a 1490s storyline that Madame Xanadu herself has lived through. And that's involving the Spanish Inquisition. And there's some, the absolute most horrific things that can be done to somebody with magical powers, and the witch hunts of the Spanish Inquisition. All of that is addressed here, but in a very intimate way because of the storyline. So we are started off right off the bat with a different side of Madame Xanadu as far as her sexual relationships go. Before, in Volume 1, she was involved with Jean Zatara. She was madly head over heels for the Phantom Stranger. But here, right off the bat, she is in bed with a beautiful, buxom, red-headed woman from Spain who they live out in the countryside, so they're kind of away from other people, and what they do is they just lie to their community, of course, and say that they're cousins that are living together, until, of course, one of the local priests gets very, very suspicious of Madame Xanadu's assistance during a childbirth, and he goes to spy on them, and he sees that they definitely have an intimate relationship. And at that point, that's where her personal tragedies start. And of course, since we know that Madame Xanadu travels through time, she doesn't actually time travel, but what I mean is that she's somewhat immortal because of her potions. She ends up still being around in the 1940s, so she has all of this baggage and heartache that she carries with her, as you can imagine someone who's immortal will have. Now, in the I'll call the current timeline, which is the 1940s, there are 3 men who they're not related, but they've been friends for a very long time. Their families go back 4 generations, and they are under a particular curse, an Islamic curse, and it all goes back to the Spanish Inquisition when their ancestors had to, in order to save their own lives for being Jewish, they had to rat out other townsfolk to the Inquisition. And at that point, because they ratted out a particular Islamic family, they get a curse placed upon them, and this demon follows them, even follows their progeny, even as they've crossed the Atlantic Ocean into the Americas. So she's able to track down the source of this curse and take action on it. So it's the sort of battle where, we're not kicking butt here, we're not having martial arts, kung fu, or fight, brawling, but it's a magical showdown, and I think it's really well done. I love the art in the sense that there's I shouldn't say there's no, but there's rarely a case where there's a plain black or white background border. Usually what happens in these books is, if you can see this, I'll throw up a scan. One particular panel is actually huge and takes up the entire page, and then other panels are put on top, and it sort of gives the background a more interesting feel to it, gives it a lot more texture, especially something when it's so beautifully colored. Dave Stewart coloring is always magnificent. But I also will give Exodus Noir, which is the name of Volume 2, a high recommendation, as I did for number 1. Thanks for watching today, and be sure to check out AmberUnmasked.com for more.